Hi, good afternoon. We're here with Julia Hubbard from Compass Fitness in Scarborough. How you doing, Julia?
Hi, I'm good, thank you.
Good stuff. Nice to have you here. So looking forward to hearing all about yourself and your business. So if you'd like to, just get started with telling us a little bit about who you are, what you do, and the business and how long you've been doing it for, please.
Okay, so basically I own Compass Health and Fitness. It's a gym in Scarborough. We're quite a big community gym. We took over in 2019. The gym itself has been there 14 years, so it's been part of the community for quite a long time. Obviously, we moved to Scarborough because we were taking over the gym. Before that, I was working online as a personal trainer. I specialise in natural bodybuilding, so as well as running the gym, I also coach other women to help them achieve their goals.
Great stuff. Thank you very much for that. So 2019, you bought a gym. Something came along, it's going early 2020 called the pandemic. What was the biggest impact of that for you? I mean, it might sound like an obvious question, but sort of in your own words and from your own experience, what was it for you?
Okay, well, I mean, I'm a big believer in that you can find a positive in anything. So, yes, it was literally a year and 1 month after we took over the business that we had to shut our doors. It was devastating at the time because when we took over the business, it wasn't in a great place. We knew that when we took it over, and we spent a year making it profitable. And then it was just like the rug had been pulled from under our feet. But once we kind of come to terms with the fact that it was going to be several months, there was nothing we could do about it. We just, it's just nobody knew what was happening in the world back then. So we just chose to find the positives. So when we took over the gym, we'd made some improvements, but we really wanted to completely rebrand it and make it our own. And that's very difficult to do when you're running a business 7 days a week, because you can't just close your business because you want to paint it. And painting it's not like a couple of days job. Painting a whole building is several days. We wanted to knock a few walls through, build a few new rooms and things, and those kind of jobs, they take weeks, if not months. So we decided we did employ a builder, but we did a lot of the work ourselves. So we learned a few new skills. We spent the whole of the lockdown working on our business because we felt it was really important to open up in a better position than where we shut. And we thought we're never going to, hopefully, never going to have that chance again to just refurbish and work on business. So we did a lot of work during that time that we don't believe we would have been very difficult to do in any other circumstance. So we take the positives that we were able to kind of really put our own stamp on the business a year after taking it over, and actually pulled forward a lot of the plans that we'd got that we thought we were going to have to chip away at gradually. We just thought, right, we'll just get them all done as in a shorter space of time as possible. So we really spent that whole lockdown working hard to improve the business, and we were very fortunate that we did have a very loyal membership base. So although the grants that came didn't even cover our rent, we did have a lot of support from our membership who wanted to make sure that we would still be there come reopening. And obviously we took advantage of the bounce back loan as well, just to be able to do some of the improvements we wanted to. So we made a very difficult year the best we could possibly make it.
It's a great sort of way of being able to, as you say, turn something that in the first instance seems quite negative into a positive, and a time to kind of reset things and wait for the better times to come.
I mean, obviously we didn't know at the time that it was going to end up being 9 months out of 12 that we were actually shut, and that's devastating for any business, and it was always going to take time to recover. So now we're just in a position where we're just having to kind of work as hard as we can, be patient, provide the best service we can, and I feel like what people want now is quite different to what they wanted pre-COVID. So it's adapting to what people want in what is quite a different world now.
So kind of leading on from that, then, what's, say, 1 or 2 actions that you've taken sort of because of the situation you found yourself in that you've kept within the business?
Okay, so initially, obviously, we had quite a lot of restrictions when we first reopened. So social distancing, spreading our kit out 2 meters apart. So initially we pulled in all the things that we had to do to make sure that we were safe and effective. What we did do is we created a small room that we call our virtual studio, where we were putting on classes on a screen that people could come in and actually do a class on their own if they weren't ready to go into a group. And now that space is almost morphed into a space where people are maybe a bit nervous of the gym can go in there and do a little workout with the dumbbells, the spin bikes, things like that, slightly removed from the main gym. So if someone's very nervous of working out in a gym, we've got this kind of private space, and our personal trainers use that as well. We also built an outdoor area behind the gym. We actually received a grant from the council to help put that into place, so that we can actually take groups outside. So again, anyone who's still a bit nervous of training within a gym, we can take them outside and do training there. And also, if we were ever in a position again in the future where indoor training wasn't allowed, we do have a space there now. So it's kind of future proofing us a little bit in case the world goes crazy. But it's actually a really lovely space. A lot of people really enjoy exercising in the outdoors, but maybe you don't want to be seen in and around the town. So we have this like private outdoor training area now, so we've developed that. And we also have started more small group training where we can support people in a much closer way. So instead of just having our big classes, which some people really love and are still really popular, we have like a next tier of membership where we can just develop a close relationship with people and really help. Because one thing that really came out of the pandemic was people didn't realize that one of the reasons they used the gym was actually for their mental health. They thought they were doing it for their physical health, but actually they learned that when the gym was taken away, that's what was affected. So it's keeping that in mind now. We are really aware that people's mental health has been quite badly affected, and we know people do come to the gym to help that. So we are trying to have more supportive groups going on where we can kind of help people on that level as well. So yeah, we've made quite a few changes really on the back of.
Sounds very positive. Some really good changes there. So good on you for doing that and adapting in that way, and obviously helping people with how they want things, going forward. So what do you see the future look like from where you are now, whatever you can sort of predict or expect, and what do you see the main challenges are going forward?
I think the main challenge is at the moment, coming out of kind of the pandemic, is really the cost of living crisis. So for us, we want to make sure that we are affordable, that we provide different tiers of membership for different levels of affordability and different levels of support. So that's something that we're keeping really closely in mind. But it's also made us quite creative in the way we run our business. So we've made some fundamental changes behind the scenes to make sure that we can still provide our service, but in a cost-effective way. So we can make savings behind the scenes that we don't have to pass on to our members, because we don't really want to put our prices up in a world where everything's going up. We're trying to be accessible, because the last thing we want to do is to have people cancel and not look after their health, which we know is really important because of the cost of living crisis. And actually there's not many things that are as good value as a gym membership, because for about £1 a day, you can visit somewhere, get the social side, look after your mental health, look after your physical health. We may even start a campaign of come and have your showers at the gym, because it's cheaper than turning your heating and electric on at home. So we're just trying to adapt our business to make it run much more smoothly, so that we don't have to pass on price increases. I mean, we hope we don't have to, but we'll see what happens.
I like the attitude, the creative ways of making it work for yourself and for other people. That's definitely coming through. So that's some really good shares, and say keeping the positive aspects of what you need to do going. So that's good. Thank you very much for that. So in terms of looking at yourself then, and since being in business, what would you say your biggest learning is, if you could share one? Well, there might be a couple, because I appreciate that it's quite a learning curve to go into these things.
Yeah, to be honest, I think just expect the unexpected. I think every time you think you've seen it all, something else pops up that changes that view.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been self-employed for quite a long time. It's the second gym. We had a gym previously, which we sold a few years ago down in Plymouth. So we kind of learned a lot from that first experience of running a gym. This is on a much larger scale. So difficult question to answer, really. It's you're just learning all the time, and I think it's being open-minded and asking for help where you need help, getting support where you need help, getting advice where you need advice, rather than becoming insulated and trying to do it all yourself.
Sure. Good share. Thank you. And then if you could give some advice perhaps to an 18-year-old self, or a younger person, or person starting out first time in kind of business. I mean, it may reflect on your learning, but yeah, if there's a piece of advice you say in hindsight, you know, if I'd known this, or this would be a good piece of knowledge to have shared to a younger self.
I think just doing your research. I think whatever you want to do, find a mentor, find someone who's done what you want to do before, and find out how they did it. I think you can never do too much research. I think you can always ask more questions, learn more about your local community, find out if what you do already exists. If it does, why does it work? What doesn't work? I think with everything you do, and you have to keep coming back to what you're doing and look at whether you need to update things and change things, rather than just set your mind to something and kind of have the blinkers on. So I think it's just being open-minded and just really learning about what you want to do before you dive in and do it, but then not waiting too long to get started as well, because I think sometimes we always want to wait for the perfect time to do something, and if we do that, you just never get started. So I think there is an element of you've just got to get started and then worry about how to do it later. So it's a bit of a contradiction there. Do your research, but don't sit around waiting too long.
Yeah, the how will come if you get started. Yeah, brilliant. Thank you for that. And what inspires you to do what you do? Maybe a share on anything that you listen to or read, or it could be the team that you work with, friends, family, anything like that. That's your inspiration.
For me, I mean, I've worked in the fitness industry for a long time, and some of the most rewarding clients that I've worked with, their needs have been quite basic. And actually, sometimes helping someone can just be as much as helping someone walk without a cane, or push themselves up out of a bath. You know, sometimes people's goals are quite basic but quite life-changing. And the thing that I really love about what I do is that I'm in a position where I can try and help improve other people's quality of life. And that includes the teams that we have, the people that work for us, I would say work with us. We have a great team who are all as passionate as we are about helping other people achieve their goals. And for me, I want our business to be at the centre of our community, providing a good quality service to people that's actually going to help improve their lives, whether that's mentally or physically. And that really is at the core of everything I do, is just wanting to help other people be their best self, really. It's just that simple.
That's it. That's good. A great inspiration to be using to help people and make a difference in their lives, say however big or small that may seem as a challenge to others. You say life-changing. That's excellent. Thank you. So lastly, what if there's any latest news that you'd like to share, perhaps, or if you just go to a website or anything like that, if there's anything that you're up to that you'd like to let us know about, feel free.
Well, the biggest thing that's happened to us at the moment is we were nominated for a National Fitness Award, and we've made the finals. So on the 18th of November, we'll be going to an award. So that's very exciting. And it's you do what you do because you love what you do, but it's always lovely when another body kind of looks at your business and actually likes what you're doing. It's just nice to get some recognition for what you're doing. So that's very exciting. We also have the local business awards in Scarborough. One of our apprentices has been nominated for Apprentice of the Year, and that was because she's really gone out of her way to really push fundraising and connections with other local businesses, which is something that's beyond the scope of what her job has to be. So it's really lovely that she's been put forward to the finals of that as well. So we've got a few exciting things, but really we're just really consolidating on the building that we've done over the last year, and we're just really looking forward to a really positive year next year, kind of just expanding on what we do already.
Fantastic, thank you. I wish you all the best for obviously the future and all the plans that you have. Julia, it's been great talking to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.